Be the weirdo. I cannot tell you how much of an improvement I've experienced in my own life through embracing that fairly simple philosophy. Now, this is different to the idea of don't care what other people think of you. I'm talking about specifically being a weirdo and being okay with that. Be the weirdo as something to aspire to, something to, ooh, isn't that a great thing to be? And I'm not saying go out and do really bizarre stuff and alienate people. What I'm saying is, I'll give you a few examples. Let's say you're waiting for a train. Waiting at the train stop. And everyone around you, they might be, standing there, keeping to themselves. I was going to say reading a book or a magazine, but probably scrolling on their phone. And very internally focused. Waiting in an inconspicuous, unobtrusive way where they're not affecting other people. And that's fine. Again, I'm not saying go and just bother other people and affect them, but that's an opportunity for you to do so many things. You can do some stretching. You can do some physio exercises. Jump down into a deep squat and start loosening up your hip joints. So good. Really stretching around, moving around, getting lots of movement in, moving around a whole lot. This isn't a crazy thing that I'm asking. This isn't a totally insane thing. But stretching is a great example because you'll notice that if you start to stretch and really just move your body and just try to feel better in it, in public, people do something like this. They go, and they start to stretch too. That's a pretty good idea, actually. All right, I'll fine. If he's doing it, then I will also. And that's one of the funnest things, is that you doing that gives other people permission to do that too. Something that's good for them. It's good for me, it's good for them, it's good for you. It's good for us, but we don't do it because we don't want to be weird. But if we allow ourselves to, other people go, hey, that's really cool. Or at least I will also, or just leave us alone. But no one attacks us. No one goes, hey, you can't stretch here. That's weird. It is. And who cares? Another great place is on a plane, jumping up in the middle of a really long flight. And you see some people do this. They get up, they walk to an area where they can stand. It's a little bit out of the way. And they just do a little bit of stretching. And everyone around them notices and emulates. And sometimes people, it's a good thing. But it's not just that. Other things, I used to ride a train to uni every day. And I used it as an opportunity to develop skills, to develop habits. And no, not habits, just skills. For example, I learned to Rubik's Cube. I'm not the most amazing. Actually, I've probably forgotten almost everything now. But I'd sit on a train, and instead of pulling out my phone, I would pull out a little Rubik's Cube. And I would fiddle around on that. And bit by bit, just putting in those couple of minutes here, 30 seconds there, a minute or two, 3, 5 or 10 sometimes waiting. Over time, I got better and better. Started practicing juggling and just various other things, not because I was trying to get attention. In fact, most of the time, any attention that I got was what's that weirdo doing? It wasn't necessarily a positive attention that I did get, but I didn't really care because I was getting better at a skill. I learned to be pretty decent at juggling. Is that super cool and super useful? Not really. It's not going to save my life anytime soon, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat for me, and I could have been doing that or doing mindless scrolling. So I made the choice. I was comfortable with doing the thing that was a bit weird. I embraced the idea of being the weirdo and reaped some benefits. That's really all that I'm trying to do for you as well. I'm trying to think of, it's hard for me to isolate specific examples because there's so many, but even just like if my brain's in when I was going to uni mode, because I was thinking like when I was at the table, and when I was at the library, I would play with my seating. I would sit in different ways. I would sometimes sit on the floor to have my computer on my chair, but have a different posture, or I'd be sitting on the floor. Different things, changing my lower back position. These things are really, really healthy. They change your blood flow. They get things moving around. They help things not get so stuck and locked up. It's good for your body, and that helps you think and function better. No one else did this, and I didn't care. I could say it gave me an edge, but who cares about, I'm not trying to be competitive here. It made me better. And I did it not with shame, and also not with like a desire to be, an attention-seeking person. I was just okay with being weird. I embraced the philosophy of being the weirdo, and that's okay. In fact, it's kind of cool. Part of this secret little club of people who are just kind of a bit weird and don't really care, and they get all these benefits. It's kind of cool being the weirdo. Anyway, probably made that point now. I'd love to hear some of the ways that you might think about being the weirdo. Maybe you want to chuck some in the comments. I'd love to hear anything that this has brought out for you that you go, maybe this is a way I could apply that philosophy in my life. I genuinely would find that very interesting to hear, especially given that my examples were not the best today. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, yeah, cool. I'm Jack. Post a new video every single day, ADHD related and otherwise. If you like it, subscribe. If not, I'll be doing this tomorrow anyway, and see you later. I keep doing this. Lots of peace signs today. Farewell.